Talladega for 68 laps of racing. As qualifying's already over, we will get on to the racing very, very soon as we are on it. Having a look at the last 4 races, it has been Donald Ray, then it's been Austin Huynh winning 2. It was Donald Ray again, and let's have a look at the grid as it's already Donald Ray himself on his way to start in first place with Chris Phillips in second, Stephen Shaw in third. Then it is Corey Sibley in fourth, Jeff Peppers in fifth, Tyler Jenkins in sixth, with William in seventh, Stephen Hens in eighth, Adam Gardner in ninth, with Sean Cross completing the top 10, Austin Huynh in 11th, and Jamie Prevost completing the top 12. Should be more drivers coming up our way as Austin Huynh starting quite at the back. But we should be catching up back with him anytime soon. We only get the top 12 of to check up the grid. But just having a look at this, it's of course going to be 3 stages, just like any other race in that truck series or any over NASCAR racing. It's going to be lap 16, stage 1. Then from there, it's going to go to lap 34 to the end of that second stage, and then the third one. But let's get started as we are on our way. The last 4 races. 2 won by Austin Huynh, 2 won by Donald Ray. Donald Ray currently starts in that first place. And let's get started as we are just now around that pace car, just seeing it go around the circuit. And as soon as it goes in, we will get started. It is 2.65 miles track length and 128 degrees. It's quite hot out there, just 76 degrees, actually, 176. 128 should be the track temperature, so the track temperature is interesting. Winds are 5 miles, and we will just be starting very soon now as we just have a look at this. Just get started as the pace car should be coming in now any moment. As soon as it's in, we will get started racing, and we have been hearing a lot of good stuff about Talladega. Let's see what is this all about. This could well be the best 68 laps we've had so far. There has been so many good races here in the truck series, and we should be green at this point, as it says. We're still on that one though, just watching at the bumpers of that Stevens car from Ray's car, as the pace car is now in. We should be going green anytime soon, and it's going to be Donald Ray up ahead of everyone, just ahead, and just side by side him is Chris Phillips. Just right behind them is going to be Stephen in that third place. Just right there is going to be the 999 of Corey Sibley in that top 4. Meanwhile, Peppers and Jenkins in that 21 switch up a little bit. But we are going racing already as we're there across that line, and it's going to be Chris Phillips in that number 6 car already going to go around the outside. Meanwhile, that 999 car of Corey Sibley trying to go around the outside and making a little 3 wide. They're already drafting all the way. It's going to be Donald Ray ahead of everyone. Meanwhile, cars behind doing 3 wide. There's some great racing already, as many positions switching up as Adam Gardner falls back as he's maybe getting up at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Austin Huynh gains up a few places as he started in 12th to currently finds himself in 8th place. And then cars on the outside with Corey Sibley and another of Chris Phillips, as everybody else is down low and on their line, maintaining single file racing as we can see things going on, as now Austin Huynh already gaining positions. That's been great news for him as the fight with Donald Ray has started, and we are only one line around the place before the change to that top 4 starts, and it's just been great racing, and just get it Talladega to show us some great racing. Some stay high, some stay low. This is all going to look amazing here. I've already seen some good actions. Meanwhile, the leader has not been able to challenge him. In fact, it is Chris Phillips currently leading, but one is high, the other is low. There's double fire racing going on, and both are there to challenge. Both are there to have each other perform, and it's going to be the 24 and another car fighting each other off. They're all given each other good fighting out there as well. It is Adam Gardner in 13th place, just right behind Dustin Bloodworth. He's going to be there to challenge him up, just get him up, as we are looking at a great track. Back, and let's get it going, as there is soon going to be some double files. The 24 is going to go and maybe try and make us a move, but just comes back behind, doesn't go high. He's trying to go double file, maybe make it go from high low to high, but doesn't quite fancy the move, as he could have not been it might have not been the best of the choices to be doing that. So meanwhile, Stephen is currently very close to Donald Ray, right just ahead of Chris Phillips there in third place as well. Meanwhile, right behind Jenkins, Hines, Austin Hearn, and all of these drivers right behind switch-up positions as well, as all of them are going to be there. And I believe that's Chris Mayo on the outside in that number 7 truck. All 4 cars on the outside, and everybody else gone down low. Maintaining their line and speed moment at this time, and I think they're going to be good to go. As Stephen now gets that second place. Meanwhile, Chris Phillips finds it very hard to try and defend his position as Corey Sibley in that 999 tries to go for it. They're almost 3 wide. This is going to be interesting to see if they're able to go. Yes, they will be. Meanwhile, at the back of the grid, but not enough as the driver at the back just has to back out 3 into 1. Doesn't quite go well. But interesting to see what is one or the other going to be able to do. We're on that 4 out of 68. The first race is going to be that 16, but already some great action outracing has been there. Maybe not too many overtakes, but we are going to be seeing that in that final one from 34 to 68. But already seeing some good action because they're all going together. Chris Mayo on his way to try and overtake Austin Hund. Could well be doing that, so goes high. Austin stays down. He's going to be very close as he now jumps in from high to low, but goes back high. Outside to inside, still stays there. Meanwhile, our leader still has kept it to himself. Both the drivers leading the packs run on the line down low, another on high, but both keeping it nicely, very well done. Both leading their lines, and this should be great as Stephen still stays in second place in that low line. There is going to be nice on board going on with Chris Mayo's car. We are just getting into that 5 out of 68 as we have freezes up a little bit as he goes around the outside of that 24-1 car of Jenkins. Going to try and overtake him. He's quite ahead of him already, and there's many cars now on that high line as well. We saw cars move down low, but they come back high as soon as there's an opportunity. Stephen Hines, that should be in that number 20 car in 6th place at this point. He's currently on down high. It's back, and we are back with it. Get it going. Started on lap 7. Did stop for a little bit, but that doesn't stop us from doing what we do best. To show you all, bring you all this great action from BMRL. Going through, as it's going to be now in that number 19. Still going great racing is Donald Ray and Chris Phillips still going back and forth for that race lead. So is Jeff Peppers and Stephen Hines in that number 21 and 20 car. How close is Stephen in that 00 car, and just ahead, just right behind Donald Ray in that number 19. So close, just bumper to bumper as they say. They're still closing on lap 8 out of 68, and that is something weird, but there we go. We are back with it. But they should be all good to go. And look at that. I mean, look at the Brad Nod. At the moment, just say that Steve is currently still staying down low. He's not risking it. He's not risking it. He's not going high. And he could go down high, but up high and try and maybe challenge up Donald Ray, but at the moment he's not doing that. He's not taking the challenge, because look at that. He's got a proper chance of doing that. As soon as he does that, he's going to be on that high line. And Chris Phillips loses out on it, but then there is also a chance that Chris Phillips jumps down low, and the chances of Steve gaining up that lead are gone. But we will see what they are. Lap 9 already. This action has started. This is all going great so far, with Donald Ray already leading his competitive, I should say, his rival championship protagonist, Austin Hund, currently 9th place, started 12th, hasn't been able to pick up too much pace, but I think it'll be interesting to see that the stage break. But look at that, Chris Flips now down up high, almost made a move done on Donald Ray there. He was one car length, he was half a car length ahead, but just made it, had to be backing out, because that doesn't always go right. You could be going ahead one moment, but the management has to be set. Now only 6 laps remain to the end of this first stage, and Donald Ray or Chris Flips, anyone can take it from him. At this moment in that 00 car, unless and until he jumps down high, there is no chance for him to be getting that second or that lead place. He could get that second place. I think for Chris Flips, that's the best chance. Stay there and try for it. Meanwhile, there's the right car right behind there. High, very much, and trying to make sure that he moves. Meanwhile, there's the start of another car, I believe. The 83 of Sean Cross going very wide actually there. These guys just going together. Maybe Bravo loses sight on it as Chris Mayer now gets ahead of Austin Hund, but they're just switching up positions back and forth, one after the other. Another catches up back again. They're almost, and Chris now, very brave move. He thought to make it 3 wide there, but he would have found the wall. Eddie moves 1 inch to that right side, just in time, gets back, and just finds himself not to be going 2 wide or make it 3 wide. There indeed is 3 wide racing going on, as it's going to be 3 cars up there as the 20, it's the 63, 75 and the 21 as 63, as the 63 and 21 leave out the 75 in there, as Austin Hund now gains the position on William as well, as Jeff Pepper still finds himself side by side against Chris Mayo. They're all again greatly racing, as William has now lost out positions. Meanwhile, Jamie Bravo trying to gain up a lot of them. So nobody pitting yet, of course. The best chance would be to be pitting at the end of the stage break. Still about 4 laps to go to it, and there is still 3 wide, and it is again William in that 75 car finds himself to be side by side. Not 2 wide, not 2, but 3 cars in there. It is again 73 of Bravo, the 63 against find himself between the 75, and that was very close. There is 3 now, not 3 but almost 4 wide. That is so crazy racing. There is almost cars in there. It is 3. It is triple file at this point, but look at that, they're gliding on that outside, but they're still on their own, and they're making it there, and William leads it in that 75 of a 4-car pile-up. In that 4 as he goes down low, does that number 4 of Bloodworth. Can he make that move? Can him and Adam Gardner do something? As Bloodworth through, so will be through as Adam Gardner, as they're all going to be making a move. As now Dustin, look at that, Dustin going around the outside, making it 3 wide, as Adam Gardner moves him as well. We haven't seen much overtakes, but look at that. He's going all in tonight, Dustin. He's not going to hold back at all. This is a very wide track, though, so giving us a good chance to the drivers to wide, and they're not leaving anything at the table, as Dustin, Gardner, and that 83 of Sean Cross, all 3 wide, making a triple fire race at this point. Just 2 laps to go now to the end. 2 laps to go to the end of the stage. Donald Ray leading, but this could well be anybody's game, as it was to a double file earlier on, and it is triple file now. Anybody take the lead? Anybody get it on? And to be taking that lead, can be getting up. Let's get started. Let's get it going. It is going to be interesting now. Lap 15, which is going to be stage 1 and stage break. But this is going to be crazy as that 63 now makes that move one more time. And look at that, how close all these cars are. Everybody's trying to go and make a move, but nobody finds themselves to be trying so. As there we go, with 83 gets very close to that wall on the outside. And Dustin there just carries the risk of touching that wall because he's very closer to that and going 3 wide. If the space gets very narrow, he's going to be the one hitting that wall. And along with Adam Gardiner and another car right behind those drivers of Sean Cross. But look at that, as we are now collapsing. It should be yellow flag as Bloodworth is going for it. He might try and take that lead, but he's going to be away from that. As Blitz currently leads, as Bloodworth in second place. This is going to be very close. Dustin Bloodworth could be taking up that stage win. Yes, he is. He's ahead of everyone. As long as he finishes this lap in first place, he's going to be taking that stage win. And look at that. This was a double fire race. He ended up making it a 3-file 1. He's finding it very hard to defend. It's going to be Donald Ray back again to that race lead. And again, that line down low makes it up, and a chance of a way Elvin stage win is going to be his, but it is not going to be none other than Steve in that number 00 car ahead of everyone. And he takes this race, and he's going to take up that stage 1 win. What a stage end we've had. It was Donald Ray, then it was Christian, then it was Steve, and in the end, Steve takes it in. And that was, ladies and gentlemen, a stage 1 here at BMRL Network Truck Series. And look at that, this is Talladega for you. Stephen Shaw takes it up, stage 1 victory. And what a win, what a drive from everybody. 3 wide racing, haven't seen that in a while. Triple file, 3 lanes formed up by every driver, and in the end, it won for the one who was brave, who was competitive. Everyone was competitive, but brilliantly done by Stephen. At one moment, it thought that it was going to be Dustin Bloodworth, but Stephen takes it on in the end. So we're going to take a short commercial break and be back when we go green. But look at that, the stage end. Just have a look at this. It was now Donald Ray ahead of everyone, thinking that he's not going to be in pressure from anybody there, but just that line down low as soon as they got straight up, and the speed of everybody begun. And look at that, at this point, it was still Donald Ray, still leading. Let's have a look at that, because Steve was, as I said, that earlier he had a chance to go for that race lead. He did not go for it, but just when it mattered the most, he ended up going for it. That in the end being his best. So look at that, this probably was at the end of that lap 15, beginning lap 16, for his chances. And look at that, going for that race lead, then it was Bloodworth who got the lead. Remember, Adam Gardner very close, maybe pushing him from right behind, got that little boost from behind, and that then ended up pressure on Donald Ray, on Chris Phillips as well. And Steve still finds himself right behind Donald Ray. Go for it, because he still finds himself in that right behind Donald Ray. For Dustin on the wall on the outside. And okay, and now I'm not sure. And that was Stephen. What a calculation by him. Just 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter right behind or up front. He could have crashed quite badly, but in the end, just when it matters the most, just across that line, he came in first place. Stage 1 here at Talladega Speedway. So we're going to just take a little bit of a break and get started when we go green. But let's get started now. We should be back up with the action again. I believe the race car lights are now off, so it should be going up and coming up into the pits anytime soon to get us going and get us started for the second stage. This was some great action stage one, so we're going to go probably restart lap 20 and end up being at lap 34 will be the end of this second stage. So again, some good racing. It'll be for 14 laps to the end of the second stage, then up to lap 68. But let's get started. Steve leads it up front ahead of everyone. Meanwhile, Jeff Peppers in that number 3 car, not sure who was in that number 21 car then. I for a moment thought that it was Jeff Peppers and Champ in that 21 and 24, but sorry, Stephen Hines and Jeff Peppers, but Jeff Peppers actually in that number 3 car, so it's interesting to see. And let's get started. Let's get going for racing here at Talladega once again as the pace car. Excuse me, apologies about that. As the pace car now comes back in, it is going to be Steve ahead of everyone. Jeff Peppers right behind him, on the way to challenge, as everybody is now pitted, taking the fuel, taking the tires if needed, and they're going to go and get started here at Talladega one more time as we get the restart now done. It's going to be double fire racing. They may triple fire for a moment, but that isn't going to continue. It isn't going to continue now. It's going to be only 2 cars go to all bunched up together as it feels. Look at this field at the back. Austin Hind still finds himself in 11th place, but now Donald Ray in 4th place at this point. And while just having a look at the other cars right behind, there's going to be that, not sure what that number is. That must be that is that 69 car actually of Chris Mayo. Having a look at that, it's Chris Mayo, currently 17th and last place. And remember that we started with 17 and still with 17, so this is great racing. Meanwhile, Chris Mayo, the man from Bowling Green, 7 car, number 7 truck runs, currently moves up into 16th place now, just trying to make up and move up the journey up ahead. I'm not sure if everybody fitted or not, but let's have a look at this. He's going to go down low, going to try and make up that balloon. He could well be on his way to try and overtake Adam Gardner. Meanwhile, Sean Cross is now going to try and defend it up from him. He's not going to be doing that, but at this point, he's going to give it up a good fight. He hasn't yet overtaken Adam Gardner. Meanwhile, guys at the top, it is Jeff Peppers who's taking the race lead. He's got ahead of Steve. But look at that. I mean, you never know. Getting up the expertise of Steve. Look at that. Literally, even on that final lap, final few corners, was where Steve just got out of that toe and got out of that drafting to make it up his own lane and end up taking that space. From him, because he's the man we've seen maybe in the mix, but not at the top 3 top drivers so far this season, so it's a good chance up for him. Meanwhile, Dustin Blatterworth gets up that position, and now it's going to be Omber Holmberg in that 63, gets up a position up as well. Blatterworth now trying to fight it up, as it's going to be Austin Hind up there on the outside as well in there, as Chris Mayer still stays behind. Meanwhile, the top 3 are on their way. It is Jeff Peppers in that number 3 car, Steve Shu, and then comes Chris Phillips, the top 3. Right behind them is Corey Sibley with Jenkins in 5th place. Donald Ray in 6th, he's fallen back. Adam Gardner go down high. He's going to go high, but that's going to allow Stephen Hines to come at him. He's going to be low, and it's going to be Hines coming up at him. But Gardner is going to be round the outside. He might try and go for it. As 63 almost got out of the way for a moment of Hines, but he's not going to get out of the way and make it any easier for him. And it's just going to be having to make him work hard for this position a little bit. He's not going to let him go easy as we go into the engine of the other car. Outside of it as well. Again, they're all great at this point, and look at that. So sure, remember at that start of this race, it was double file. It was all double driving from these drivers, but as soon as it got to the end, the drivers tried to create in their own line, be it Dustin Bloodworth, be it Chris Phillips, Donald Ray, or even Steve at the end. When he got that win, he was just in there and just right moment, right time. He went for it when he was leaving the first, and he's got a chance of doing it now. Meanwhile, Jamie Bravo has found himself up on that leader of that outside line. And look at that, Jamie has got it up there. He's doing a decent job, but he's got himself up in there today. In fourth place he runs. He's going to try and go for it. Meanwhile, Chris Phillips thought to go to the outside line and maybe be the leader of that once again, just like he was before. But he now has probably understood the assignment, that he still stays single file and stays down low with the leader's line and maybe go for it when it matters the most. Corey's simply going to be making that move, and we are watching from the cockpit of Adam Gardiner, who's definitely desperate to make the move, desperate to go and make a position and to pick him up and gain some great position. But he's going to go, he's going to try and do it. He's almost made it 3 wide. He thought to go down high, he thought to go up high even more, but that isn't going to be enough. He still stays behind Jamie Prevost. The top 3 are just maintaining their lines in line there. Meanwhile, Steve goes for it. Chris Phillips once again maybe thought to follow him up, but not enough. They're still staying behind. Look at that, Adam Gardiner just finding his way. He's trying to go. He's desperately trying to make that move. If not, at least to try and form up a line that was just like before it was 3 wide. But look at that. Jamie now trying to go down low and maybe sum it up and get in those guys with the down line low. But he doesn't get space. He doesn't get the car length space. That doesn't allow those guys, and in between the low line it forces him to stay down high and really get it up there. We're on lap 26, only 6 laps since we've started, and the action has resumed where it all ended. Up. Will be interesting to see, interesting to know. Not quite enough again. He tries to go for it, but just doesn't find it enough. And again, this is see side by side with Chris Phillips. Jamie Prevost could be going up for him, but just doesn't find it enough. And there we go. Look at that. Sorry, it's not Chris Phillips. In fact, it is Corey Superly they were side by side with. As now Jamie Prevost and Adam Gardiner are on that line on the outside. Still find themselves ahead of the rest of the field. And now William in that 75 coming right behind those drivers. But still not enough. Still, will it be enough for these drivers? Look at that. I don't think these drivers have lights on them. So maybe they do, but it's looking like it's on the bumper of the light, the Elvin headlight. But it's only going to be an action warm-up. Today race anyway. And it's going to be a time for us to focus on. Meanwhile, there for a chance. Chris Phillips could have thought for that, but look at that. In that first stage, he was maintaining that outside line. And as I said in that previous one, that he has a chance if he goes down low. He probably can attack the race later. Just like do what Steve did to the very end of this race, but what a performance from all these drivers as William now tries to form up that third file, but doesn't go too good as Steve now backs off. Steve is backing off. Is he going to head pit road? Steve, yes he will be. He's going to head pit road, maybe. He's ran out of fuel or damage or anything, something that we don't know of, because we are only about now 6 laps to the end of the stage, and it won't be more before he has to, before he would have had to be pitting up under caution, and he's pitted off after winning that first stage. He thinks, and he has to head pit road, and this is going to be a chance, and it'll be interesting to see if he's going to be the only one if they're going down pit road, or do the other drivers also follow him? Do they also have to think the need of pitting? And Jamie Prevost and Jeff Peppers, the 2 drivers that haven't been at the top from a long time, have got a proper chance of that race lead and a chance of a stage win for both the drivers are at the highest stakes, and this is going to be very amazing to the end between the 2. They're side by side, still going again. Jeff Peppers finds himself still in that lead, and as it stands, Chris Phillips could be going for that move anytime, but we will see. He doesn't fancy it so far, and we will see what they're all going to be doing it. Hope you're all watching, are so far enjoying this race, bringing you on, following on BMRL network, and to get you through, Jamie Brewer now loses out a little. In fact, that whole high line loses out against those leaders, but look at that. They're all again very bunched up together. We're on lap 30 out of 34 at the end for this second stage. This is going to be amazing to see for these drivers to get it going, and all started to get started. Some of the drivers switching up, and he's still in the pit mode. One more time. It's going to be close between Jamie Prevost and Jeff Peppers there. Jeff in that number 3 car could well be on his way to be taking that race lead. He in fact is in that race lead, but a chance of a stage win could be on, but you could never say. The way that first stage ended, it was Donald Ray leading. In the end he dropped back and then got that race lead, and as I just said, Donald Ray it was having a look at him. He's currently in 11th place, finds himself at far back of the grid, and Austin Hearn in 15th place in that number 15 car. So the driver's probably having to pit later on in this race stage. Maybe they didn't earlier on. But have a look at this. Jamie Prevost leads it up ahead of Jeff Peppers. It's going to be very close to the Adam Gardner, Chris Phillips. Everybody took notes from that first stage. Bonnet in a 00 car. He took it at the very last moment, just got up from one of the high lines, got up at the front, and just took that extra speed that he was carrying with him, and just got that speed and got through. But look at this, it's going to be so amazing to see. And Adam Gardner fences the move for a little bit, makes it 3 wide. It won't be enough. It really won't be. But let's have a look at this. Jeff Peppers and all of these drivers still again there. Jamie Prevost. Jamie Prevost has a big chance for that Chris Phillips and Jeff Peppers. All the top 4, all the drivers in that line of the outside and the inside. William goes outside. He tries to find a form up a triple file. This is going to start already as we get closer to the end of the stage. The triple line gets started, and we get started as triple file as Adam Gardner seems to be leading that line. Jeff Peppers has the authority. He leads it up ahead of everyone so far, but will it be a chance for anybody else? Will it be Jamie Prevost? Will it be Adam Gardner? Anybody having a chance? Or are we going to see Chris Phillips just like we saw Steve on that previous stage? And this is going to be interesting to see. Are we going to see Jeff Peppers take that stage win? Will it be Prevost? It could well be Chris Phillips, as he's already trying to go to the outside and beat it and have a chance to the end. As the stage is going to end at the end of this lap. We are still green, we are still racing, as it's going to be close now, as Chris Phillips is trying his 100% best to get to the top of the triple file line. Maybe not have a chance, as very close between Dustin and Adam Gardner there. It was very close, inches away from each other. But look at that, Jamie Prevost could well be having a chance. Chris Phillips doesn't find it at this point. Sebi leads it up ahead. He would well be having a chance. Will it be Jeff Peppers? Will it be Will it be Jamie Prevost taking that stage win? Jeff Peppers still ahead now. So far he finds himself up ahead. Just a few miles away from that line, from the second flag line, and it's going to be the fifth step for the start. Finish straight. To finish this stage off, and it's Jeff Peppers taking up the stage to win. Second stage end, and we got a second winner at the end of this stage. This will be now interesting, and Steve still finds himself in the pits. Not sure what exactly happened. He might have retired from this race or something. He's out, yes. After stage win, not sure what exactly happened to him, as Jeff Peppers now takes victory and wins stage 2. And what a race that was to the end again. Jamie Prevost came up very close as well. This is great racing between all these drivers, and amazing to see that all these drivers that probably weren't one of the best performances they've had on other racetracks, but when it comes to Talladega, the best of comes out of all these drivers, and it's funny to see that the likes of Donald Ray, the likes of Austin Hind find themselves outside the top 5 at this point, and all those drivers which we usually see outside that top 5 are in there for that top 5. So this is now going to be great, and look at that. It was almost similar. It came close. Got very close, almost. They all tried to form up at that, make a triple file, but that didn't go well. That didn't really do much at all in this one as much as it did on the previous one, because it came in very late, because earlier on they filed it. But look at that. That was very close. Almost 24, almost overtook Jamie Prevost there for a moment, but look at that. It was just up very close between Chris Phillips and Prevost, but Phillips should have been taking that second place. Then marks the end of this stage, and with the other drivers are going to hit pit road. We're going to take a little bit of a break once again and get started when we go green racing. There you go, the drivers have pitted. Some interesting racing, and probably a racing that down pit road as well. But look at that, actually, the drivers, everybody in that top 8 has not pitted. Some pitted lap 17, lap 18, and yeah, it's pretty much just at the end of that stage 1, unless the graphic hasn't updated, but otherwise they have not pitted as well. Still under caution, but this is going to be it. As soon as we get restarted, probably getting lap 40 restart, and as soon as we are restarting, we are going to go to the end now, to lap 68. So 28 laps to the end, biggest stage to the end of this race, and it should be nothing short of great racing, as Donald Ray currently in 7th place. There you go, the pace car currently in not in 11th, but it's going to come back in. Let's see how it's going to be for the pace car. Going to come in next lap. And the pace car hits down low. It's going to head down pit road, and we will get started. We will begin racing with Phillips in first place and Peppers in third. Peppers in second. Chris Phillips finishing inside those top 3-4 positions at the end of both the stages. Unable to win, unable to finish in first place, but this is his chance. It could well be his chance. It could well be anyone's game tonight. We could well be having a first winner. A driver who wins it first time this season. It can be Jeff Peppers. It can be Stephen Hines. Or be it Jeff Peppers, Chris Phillips, Stephen Hines, or even Champ in that 4th place as well. Simply in that top 5. Anybody from the top 5, top 6 could have a chance at victory there. They're going single file all going single file, and Chris Phillips that in that leading up position, still staying there with Hines in 2nd place. He's got it up ahead of Jeff Peppers and wins it in. Right, look at that now, that number 69 and Adam Godden are there to the end of it as well. We are just now going to go to the end of this race and be at the end of the stage. All going to try and make it the best and just be at the best of the rest of these drivers. 41 laps in. This is going to be amazing to see. We will get to see what everybody can do as the 6-9 car is going to be on the attack of doing what he can. But he seems to be adding, he doesn't have pit road, does he have pit road? Trying to go back. He's just trying to go back at the back of this row, and there we go. This is going to be interesting. Just get these drivers along and just getting it through, just getting this race and preserving the energy probably to the end of this. And Chris Phillips currently in between. He's going to try and be getting up to the back driver. He's now forming up. He's now forming up that outside line. He's trying everything he can. He might as well be going for that race lead. Stevens right here, right on that down line. Phillips is going to be on the outside. Could well be his way. Chris Phillips just in the end. Look at that. And now Donald Ray trying his moves as well. Just trying to do the best he can. Round the outside. Could well make it there. And wow, that was very close in there. Take it up there with that number 6 car. This was very close. Look at that. We are getting that replay. Did we get any contact there? Look at that, how close that was. Chris Phillips almost making contact, one of those on the outside. He thought to be getting back in to the drivers to the inside line, but had he done that, he could have ended up being horribly, it could have ended up being horribly wrong, but he finds himself in the race lead already, and now just on the challenge of Donald Ray in second place as well, but the drivers are back at the top. The drivers like to Jeff Peppers. Jamie Bravo could well be forgetting about that race. But a podium could well be amazing for them, as we are now having to go 25 to go on the, surprising on that graphic it said Darlington, but it is not Darlington, as we are now all going to be on our way to the end of this race. Still 25 to go. These 25 laps could well be the best laps of this race so far. They could well be the best 25 laps they can be. And very interesting fact, those almost touching one more time. They almost touched the game as Phillips and Donald Ray both staying to the outside. Donald was away from the back, was away from the rest of the great guys up until now, but he's going to be trying that up. Remember, he started in that first place, but fall back very early on into the race, but it could well be his chance now. Again, he's going to try and go for it. Again, it could well be his chance, as now Jeff Peppers is going to be there, just getting ahead of Chris Phillips. Steve Hines has a good chance of trying to defend from the drivers on the outside, but he doesn't quite do it now. 24 laps to the end. Only 3/10 of 3,000 of a second separating by these drivers from each other, bumper to bumper, very close to each other. Up there, drafting up, tailing each other along, and keep taking it through. And ladies and gentlemen, remember that say no more, but there has been no cautions in this race because of an incident. Just those stage breaks, and otherwise all has been clean. All 17 started, 16 are still in this race, still unsure of what exactly happened to Steve in that 00 car. He won that first stage, but then kind of headed pit road and ended up retiring out of this race. To the end, and look at that, 23. There we go. Now it's fixed again. It says it's at Darlington. It doesn't say that anymore. There we go. Data. Get us going. This really has been a great race, and it could have been great to have a co-commentator tonight, but still great fun taking it along as well. Hope you all watching are enjoying it and really having the fun as much as these drivers are having racing along, just trying to make you through and make this the best race and really be it the amazing action and just get you through. And there we go. So 00 actually motor blew, not sure what exactly happened, but there we go. So motor could have blown up, and in the end being up an engine failure, that's what I'm to my understanding it should be in the end. So that's quite unfortunate, because he was having a race of the season in my opinion. Really sure he's had some good results, but this could have been the best. He could have had a proper chance of that second stage. The way he won that first stage just went mince. This felt so strategical, and with the strategy he won, with the mind he won that he was using for the entirety of that stage. And look at that. The drivers on down high are going to be going at it as Chris flips Donald Ray and Adam Gardner running around with these guys. All together at it, all now finding out, getting up to the final moments of this race. Still 21 laps to go, and 20 at the end of this, but this is all going to be interesting. This will be some great racing, and the final 20 are going to be the ones to look at. The final 20 are going to be the ones to get us going. And look at that, Stephen Hines going forward. He's going for that race lead. He stayed down high. He was down low, and he still stays low and gets that race lead up from Donald Ray. And now the drivers down low are going to be up front to me. And back again will be a chance as Luke is going to come back at him. Around the outside one more time. They're all still side by side. It's going to be crazy to think. What is it going to be though? But still going to be there, Jeff Peppers, on a chance, on a dream of a podium or even a victory. He won that second stage, wants to make it a race win, but that doesn't quite seem to be the reality as it stands so far. Not quite interesting, but yeah, quite interesting, as I shall say. I shouldn't say not quite interesting, but let's get it going, as it is going to be interesting. And we are still going to be doing what we can, and these drivers once again having a chance at it. Again trying to do the best. He had a chance of a stage win in that the first stage, didn't quite make it up, and not even in the second one. I think third one could well be his chance, and the best one is going to be up until now. It's race win, and let's have a look at that. 19 to go now at the back of the grid. Drivers making up positions, making up one place higher than the other, and it is still going to be interesting. It still will be great racing to the end. Just about 19 laps to go. They could well be the 5 best 19 laps, but so far as it stands, they have been not quite casual, I shall say. Still, there have been moves being made, and a little bit of change for that race lead, as we are going to be seeing that. Chris Flips and Donald Ray up ahead of the rest of the grid, and as soon as they have a chance of going down low, they are going to go down low, and that then gives them the full authority of this race, as Chris Flips now leads here at Talladega. That number 8 car has taken the race lead with 18 laps to go to the end of it. He now needs to drive and have the best 18 laps of his career to make the little victory. Because Donald Ray, Stephen Hines, Steph Peppers, and Adam Gardner are all in that top 5, are not going to leave him at all. One mistake, one moment he gives them to really take the chance up, and they're going to grab it with both hands. Let's get it going. Lap 17 out of not sure how many, not lap 17, but 17 to go to the end. Many, this is a long track, so 180 miles of overall racing, and drivers are going to head pit road. And the most interesting part of this race, the green flag pit stops, which usually are the ones that make the race interesting. A race could be won or lost in the pits. It is going to be very amazing to see. Adam Gardner was the first one to pull the trigger in. Everybody followed, up from Adam Gardner to Scopes, and they're all in that 6-9 car, all in the pits. The rest of them should be following them very soon, and all these drivers are now going to be taking tires and fuel. The top 6, top 8 drivers still stay there. It'll be interesting to know because the race could well be won or lost in that pit road. Will be interesting to see who comes out up ahead of one another, and this will be somewhat of great racing between all of them. And look at that, the top three one more time. Only the top three now find themselves up there as Jeff Peppers 1.3 seconds has fallen back behind these guys. And look at that, we have that track map finally to give us some management and in fact some definite, look at that, some judgment to know where everybody else is on the tracks. Now everyone outside of those pits except for that 63 car still staying in there. Not sure what exactly happened to them, but look at this. Adam Gardiner, William, and the one car right behind those drivers should be Corey Sibley. All have now pitted. They find themselves just from P9, 10, and 11, but they have pitted. And are the top drivers going to pit? Are the top three going to fancy themselves to be pitting now? They still don't. And look at that. Jeff Peppers now had pits as well, and there's going to be number 21 car heading into the pole, heading into the wall as they were just heading pit road. He was probably going to be going very fast into the pit lane and just tried to slow down, ended up locking up and goes in the wall. Look at the replay there. Let's have a look at this. So he was probably coming very fast up there, tried to slow down last moment. No! His tires were spinning, so not sure what exactly happened, but that because that seems he might have not even braked. He then ends up hitting the wall. 3 laps to go. It's going to be now drivers getting up. And what a move up there. They're all going to head pit road. But Chris just slowed down a little. And that then allows Donald Ray to overtake him. It's going to be 19.6 and number 20. All 3 cars. Who is it going to be? Will it be Donald Ray, Chris Phillips, or Stephen Hines coming up out ahead of one another out of the pit lane? This is going to be very interesting to know now. With 14 laps to go, most drivers having pitted, with only the 3 not yet, and it's going to be now interesting to see as Jeff Peppers has to let by these guys, but probably they're unlapping themselves rather than overtaking them. But look at this, all watching up the racing action, and it will be interesting to know and see the drivers, those top drivers who pitted right now, to know who comes out ahead, back on the track of one another. And look at that, it's Stephen. It's not Stephen, actually, it is Donald Ray, but indeed, it is Stephen. No, it's not Stephen. Okay, I was actually watching Austin Hund rather than Stephen Hines. Look at that, that then allows Donald Ray probably being the first one out of that pit road, pit lane. Not sure where I can find him because he seems to be, he's in the race lead. He's in that race lead, and look at that. Stephen Hines then still finds himself in the pits, not sure what exactly happened, but the top 2 have came out and in the race lead, and Austin and Donald Ray really seems to be finding up, and on his way to be winning, unless Chris Phillips could do something about it. He's going to try and do everything, but will it be enough though? And look at this battle right behind. Adam Gardiner, William, Austin Hund, Corey Sibley, all together bunched up, fighting up for that final place on the podium. Look at that, this is a very long track, as you shall say, some of the other tracks, but look at that. Very close now, and look at those lap times between Adam Gardiner and Chris Phillips up there. Gardiner doing a lap 4-2 in those final few sectors, a little bit closer, but that then has to be close. And look at that, they are not going to be alone. They could have came out of the pits alone, but that is not going to be the case up there, as now all of the back, the whole bunch of the cars now catching up right behind these drivers, as Adam Gardiner is going to go down high. He could well be all the way up to the race lead. He's going to try and do it. He's going to get it. Adam Gardiner gets that race lead. That's a different story if he keeps it or not. but he got it. They were far away from all these drivers right behind, but he gets it in, and now we get into the final 10 laps. At the end of this lap, it's going to be now 10 remaining, and to the end they are going to be one of the greatest laps of this race, I shall say, as now the number 19 gets back up into the race lead, and Phillips follows him by as well, as Jeff Pepper's in that third place, but the wall and that line on the outside will be on their way, and he could well be on his way to be overtaking as well. Adam Gardner just losing out and gaining a position. Top champ there, I believe, but let's have a look at this. The number 24 car is champ in there, but will he be the champion of the night? Only time will tell. 10 laps to go. Anybody from the top 5, top 6 could well be having a chance at that race win, but I think the likes of Donald Ray, Phillips, and Gardner being there, I doubt anybody else has a chance, but still it's racing. It can make us anything happen. And there you go, another retiree would be Stephen Hines to the end, but I think a great one number to the end to say that. Now just 9 laps to go to the end of this race, and this could well be marking up to them being the best of them. This is the end of this race now, not quite being the best. It has been great, not maybe, and look at that. Oh, so that's exactly what happened. We thought that maybe Stephen Hines could have retired in the pits. Sure, he was in the pits for a while, but look at that. He hit one wall on the outside, makes it to the inside as well. The man from Bells, Texas, doesn't have the end to the night that he would have hoped for. He was looking quite good. Looking very good to the end, but it just doesn't go his way at all. And look at that! And what happened there? As we were focused on one incident, it's followed up by another. Let's have one more look at that. The incident for champ there, and look at that. He thought he just had it, but he did not. This is what we've seen many times, but only finds it in the ending 9 laps as the 24 car was trying to move low. But look at that. He was up on 2 wheels for a moment, but gets back on 4. But he went airborne as well. So that is some problems for him. Not sure if he's going to continue on or retire out of this race, but still stays there as now Phillips loses out to Gardner. They're all going to be at it as Adam Gardner is going to be taking that race lead on the outside. Phillips is going to stay there. Phillips going to have his chances best of them all, I think. So will William out there as well. Just 7 laps to go. They're going to all try it in, but only when time will tell. It's all great. Adam Gardner. Let anybody catch up. Let anybody get closer to themselves. Adam Gardner currently leading at Talladega. He's going to be on his way to he could well be making his win and making it his first race win of the season in the Truck Series. It has been Donald Ray, Austin Hunt, and Donald Ray in the last 4 races. Charles Peacock and Milliman, who's won twice the year before in the Truck Series before, doesn't seem to be in here. So Chris Cornett, who doesn't seem to be racing as well, won that first race. Then so is Kevin, who won at Atlanta. All these drivers, all those ones that won that here in this Truck Series that we are just having a look at. I'm just following up by you, and Austin Hunt currently leads it up ahead of everyone with actually Donald Ray in that 4th place. So he's got to try hard. Best to be qualifying up for that top 4 to have a chance for that race lead. And look at that, what about this back to the field fight? Well, let's look at this. Maybe they're lapping these drivers. Yes, they are. And there's lap traffic. That doesn't always go right. That sometimes does end up being the worst for some of those drivers, as Adam Gardner still finds himself up on the outside and a chance for that race lead. And this time, if you're taking the lead, you're all gonna go for that race win. But you need to be making that move sick. You need to keep your car up ahead of the drivers, but we're only time will tell as of what exactly will be happening, but we will only to see which will exactly Talladega is about it. 5 laps. It all comes down to this now. All to this. Only what we wish for. It's a clean race. It's a clean end to this amazing race. 4 laps to the end of it. About to go, and now this is going to be getting up to the end of it very, very closely. It's going to be Donald Ray. He's going to try and take it 2 wins in a row here at June. Add a third win to his wins tally, but only these 4 laps to the end, which is going to be making it 3 to the end as they come across that line this time around. But we will see what is he going to be able to do. What is one or another driver be able to do, as now so 24 is going to now, they almost made it touch to the others, and he's going to have to get out of the way. Close up there, Dodge champ currently in 12th place. That number 24 car after a huge incident with that number 6, with that 6-9 car, who's out of this race as well. The event retirees, but as it stands, 3 to go now. This is going to be very interesting to know. Chris is leading one of the lanes on the outside, but they are lap cars. Nobody, some of them are racing. Not all of them in there are racing. Adam Gardner now finds himself right behind Chris Mayo, so that's going to be a challenge up for him. But we will see how good is Chris able to defend, how good are others to overtake, and it is going to be Donald Gray up ahead of everyone. This is going to be now interesting. Chris Flips wants that race lead. Chris Flips wants that race win, and look at that. Chris now trying to be defending. He's going to take that race lead with 2 laps to go. Adam has taken it. Adam Gardner and William Gay are in 1st and 2nd place. Could well be on their way to be taking their victories. It's 3 wide now. Meanwhile, Austin Hund, he's currently in 4th place, but he's got to put his on the 3rd line as well. Chris leads that first one, which is going to allow Donald Ray to be leading up front ahead of everyone. He's not going to try and get out of Chris. He now gets himself, allows it to be there, but look at that. There are almost 4 lines now going on. 2 laps to the end. Only 2 laps. Next time by, it's going to be white flag, and on their way to the final one. And look at that. It should be white flag. Yes, it is. It's going to be the final lap now. Who's going to be taking that race lead? Who's going to be taking that race win? It's William currently, a leader of that current line. Only Adam Gardner in between there, almost gets squeezed between Chris and William there. This will be interesting. Will it be Adam Gardner? Will it be Chris Flip? Or will it be Donald Ray to be taking a win? And there's going to be an incident at the end. There's going to be a huge incident. There's going to be a huge incident at the end. Corey simply bumps it up in the wall. Not sure if it's going to go yellow at the end of this lap though, as we are already on white flag. And at the end of it, it's going to be 2nd flag. It's going to be Adam Gardner taking the lead for a moment. Getting very close to the 2nd flag. And we are to that 2nd flag. It is going to be Adam Gardner taking the victory here at Talladega Speedway, with William finishing in 2nd and Donald Ray in 3rd. What an end to the end, as winner at Dega does, it takes it. Adam Gardner wins the race here at Talladega, and what a race, and what an amazing 68 laps of racing we have had here. An absolutely blockbuster. Hope you're watching, have enjoyed it, and have really taken enjoyment in watching this race, and what a performance by all these drivers. We're going to be having a word with the top three, but look at that, and look at that in the end, maybe, and William just came up from behind. He just in the end took it. And look at that, how far was Adam Gardner there? He was far away from those leaders, just found himself up in there and took that first place. Look at that, he almost touched up there with Williams as well, but just when it matters the most, he sent it in there and took that lead. Still look at that build now. Dalray would be thinking he's winning, and that incident definitely threw many drivers off guard. And look at that. Oh my god, that was a huge incident. We didn't get to have a look at that since we were all focused on but this is then what exactly happened, ladies and gentlemen. All the drivers doing their best, and they all went it up there, and that then marks the end of this amazing race here at Talladega. Hope you all watching enjoyed it, and that was Adam Gardner taking victory here at Talladega, and we should be having a word with the top three drivers, but absolutely amazing results. Nobody yet to be there to be having a word with, but what an end to the race, and this has been some amazing racing up there. Hope you all watching enjoyed. It was myself, Zeppy, and myself to be taking you all along for 68 laps of racing, and I'm sure, I hope you guys wouldn't have been disappointed with how it all went. It was amazing. Just took it through action by action, stage by stage, and got it to the end. And look at that, so that was Corey Sibley involved in that incident with Jeff Peppers as well. Jeff was about to have a very good result, but just involved in that incident. Oh my god, look at that. That is big problems, and just unfortunate for Jeff Peppers, likes of Dustin Bloodworth as well, and look at that. That's a huge incident. Corey Sibley flying all over. Let's try and pull up anyone, but we might have to go to that waiting room. Nope, cannot. We'll have to go to that waiting room.
Opened up, was like, all right, we could at least take a 2-on-3 shot.
That's right.
And there we go. We have ourselves with us the race winner, Adam Gardner. Adam, how does it feel getting your first win in that truck series? Just take us through your race.
Pretty good. It feels like a longer time coming than it has been, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Kept the truck clean and some really good teamwork with the guys over at Ramrod, and we pulled off 1-2 tonight. And yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I mean, just looking at this, you were actually far away from those leaders in between the two packs at one moment on that final lap. Just pulled it through then in the end.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. I got home today from work, and I had a Dale Earnhardt diecast for his last win come in the mail today. and I showed my wife a video of one of his last win back on YouTube, and it was just I had fun. It was really no complaints. Good teamwork out there with the team. Good racing overall. Period with everybody. Very clean race, and I'm sure everyone watching was enjoying it.
Absolutely, it was nothing but a blockbuster. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out Bay State Limousine out in the New England area that I might go to whenever I need a ride anywhere where I'm going somewhere. All the guys over at Ramrod, great teamwork tonight, and we came in with one idea in mind, and it didn't work out exactly to plan for what we had, but we still kept going and ended up being a good night overall. You guys for bringing it to everybody, everyone that watched for watching, and just everyone's a part of it. Without everyone's a part of it, we wouldn't be having as much fun. So
absolutely. Once again, congratulations to you, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Appreciate it, guys.
You too. And we have ourselves with us William finishing in second place. As Adam himself said, Ramrod bringing a 1-2 for the team, if I'm not wrong. And how does it feel, William? You were racing most of the part of the back of it as well, but just in the end, just like Adam, pulled it in.
Yeah, just like Adam said, we had a plan coming in. That last pit stop, we kind of got shuffled a little bit, and I just stuck to Adam all the way around, and we got an opportunity to pounce. We pounced, and I stuck with him. I wasn't going to leave him, and I tried my best without trying to blow up to push him as hard as I could push him to the lead.
Yeah, really just working out to the end. I mean, just take us through, what were you thinking? What was to your mind and emotions to the end? Because we saw a big incident at the back as well to the end. So it doesn't always mean that if you're running in a position, you're going to finish there. So you need to finish, and just making it in there, maybe just still not celebrate early. What are the emotions in there?
Yeah, man, it feels good to finish, to even finish a race like this at Talladega or, super speedway, because, the team has had some bad luck at super speedways, pit strategies, getting involved in other people's stuff, wrecks and things like that. So just to come home with a truck clean and not have any damage, and, finishing 1-2 is just icing on the cake. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for our team. I'm excited for Adam for winning. I hate some of the other ones had in our team has some bad luck there on pit road. But we stuck together the entire race. We communicated with each other, and man, it's exciting.
That's it. Congratulations on your second place once again. And anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, man, I just want to, my wife puts up with me doing this, and she allows me to do it, and so I want to thank her, and I want to thank my team for working with me. We did the 24-hour Daytona, and we worked well together there. We just try to communicate and work well together, and thankful to you guys for putting on the broadcast. It was a pretty exciting broadcast tonight, so I hope all the viewers got their money's worth.
Absolutely, and appreciate it. And there you go. We should now move on to Donald Ray. Donald, we saw you. Just let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, I got you, Zabby.
Yeah, okay. So just take us through your race. We saw you started in first place, then kind of fall back, and then again at the end, run in the top positions, but just wasn't enough to be finishing first.
No, it's tough coming into these races when you don't have a bunch of teammates. I do want to shout out though to Chris Phillips and Steven Shue, who had some early bad luck. He blew an engine trying to help somebody else, and Steven Hines, those guys, even though I'm not on a team with any of these guys, they all pushed me and ran with me and supported me. And I think it's a testament to everybody knows that I try and race clean, and I'm not really partial to anybody. I'm partial to everybody. I want to help whoever looks hot that night. And so coming home P3, not a part of an official team is a pretty big deal at a super speedway.
You definitely get in that third place, especially just on the verge of that qualifying for that top 4 in the championship. It'll be definitely amazing going into the next rounds.
I can't wait. Next track's gonna be it's gonna be a test for everybody. It's one of those tracks that whoever's patient has the best chance of winning, and I don't like my chances a whole lot against Mr. Gardner or Austin Hunt, and a lot of these guys are just so fast, so clean, so consistent. So definitely got our work cut out for us. Everybody that's up there and has a chance.
Absolutely. I mean, it takes a little bit of time and some work to do, but you definitely will get there. I'm sure you are one of those top drivers that we've seen. Great racing, and it should be nothing but great excitement.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yep. Thank you so much. Congratulations for that third place again. Any shout outs before you want to go?
Man, I just want to shout out to you, Zabby. I mean, you're here every week, you and the team, and we appreciate it a bunch. And appreciate Chris Mayo for putting up with us idiots and keeping this thing going, and for all the drivers. I mean, to have, I think, 0 actual cautions at a super speedway is a testament to the skill level in this lobby.
Sure it does, and I appreciate your support for us and drivers as well, just getting up, putting this up every week and getting it through. And congratulations once again. See you next week.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Great. And there we go, everyone. Those were the 3 drivers having a chat with us after an amazing race here at Talladega Super Speedway. And it's myself, Zebby here, and I'll be out. Catch you around next time. Not sure if I'll be here next time or not, but that only time will tell, though. But congratulations, everyone, and our winner, Adam Gardner, tonight. And that is myself, Zebby, and I'll be out. Peace.